A very warm good morning to one and all present here for this inaugural ceremony of the two-day National Conference on Changing Paradigm of Corporate and Commercial Laws. And this has been organized by two centers jointly, JLU Center for Excellence in Taxation Laws and Center for Competition and Investment Laws and Policy. Without any further ado, I would like Ms. Aisha Khan, co-convener of this conference, to tell us something about this conference. Aisha.
Yes, sir. Good morning to each and everyone who have joined us on this virtual platform. On behalf of Jagran Lake City University, Faculty of Law, I, Aisha Salim Khan, co-convener, welcome you all to this two-day virtual national conference on changing paradigm of corporate and commercial law, organized by JLU, Taxman Center for Excellence in Taxation Law, and Center for Competition and Investment Laws and Policy. To speak a few words about our conference partner, Taxman is India's #1 source for everything on tax and corporate law from more than 6 decades. Taxman is not only publishing and product developing company, but a complete backward and forward integration, right from cell phone paper printing in-house to research and editorial team, and finally reaching the readers through its own distribution network all across India with a robust technology team that ensure delivery on the content in various digital platforms. Faculty of Law, Jagran Lake City University, Bhopal, in collaboration with Taxman Center for Excellence in Taxation Law, under the Center of Competition and Investment Laws and Policy, aims to discuss the surge of issues and changes that the corporate sector in India have suffered in the light of COVID-19. Under the impact, stakeholders have been highly mindful considering the unpredictable nature of trends in investment, commercial, and agreement compliance. Hence, to address and discuss the issue faced by the Indian economy, JLU Faculty of Law has called for paper in this national level conference. The conference was open for students of law, commerce and management, research scholars, academicians, corporate professionals, tax practitioners, lawyers, and other stakeholders of the society. We have received more than 50 papers from students, research scholars, professionals, and academicians from across the country. Hope this 2 days national conference will be a life learning experience to each and everyone. Again, on behalf of Jagran Lake City University, Faculty of Law, I welcome you all to this virtual platform. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Aisha, for that introduction. Now, before I invite Dean Sir, I would just like to briefly introduce him to all our participants. Professor Dr. Yogendra Kumar Srivastav, Dean, Faculty of Law, Jagran Lake City University. So he is a noted academician, nationally awarded academician, specializes in international law, insurance law, environmental law, and labor laws, and human rights. And he has also a distinct experience of working with the government as a court officer in the Customs, Excise and Service Tax Appellate Tribunal, Department of Revenue, Ministry of Finance. Professor Srivastav's academic research is widely published in many reputed journals, and he has authored many books on various legal topics. Moreover, he has contributed about 600 editorial articles for leading newspapers in both English and Hindi. He has been associated with many universities in different academic bodies too. Sir, with these words, I invite you to kindly offer the official welcome to our participants and dignitaries.
Thank you, Dr. Ankit. Good morning to all. At the Faculty of Law, we are committed to exploring the ever-growing dimensions of various domains of law, in fact. During this pandemic in last 1.5 years, we have successfully conducted more than a dozen events to promote health exchange of ideas and perspectives. This conference is also an effort to provide a platform for the young, brilliant mind to share their ideas in the expanding field of law and business. I welcome you all. First and foremost, I would like to welcome our chief guest for the day, Shri V. Lakshmi Kumaran Sir, founder and managing partner Lakshmi Kumaran and Sridharan, a renowned law firm of the country. Sir, you have been an inspiration for me and an entire generation of young lawyers. Your expert law and commercial laws is astonishing. It's our honor to have you here with us today. On behalf of Jagran Lake City University, on behalf of Faculty of Law, faculty members, participants, students, I welcome you, sir, in this 2 days National Conference inaugural ceremony. And I heartily welcome our guest of honor, Professor Dr. Anwar D.P. Singh Map, has rich experience, academic experience in the field of tax and corporate laws. And I'm grateful that she could take take out some time to grace this occasion. On behalf of this of the Faculty of Law, I welcome you, ma'am, in this inaugural ceremony. Welcome you, sir, on behalf of Jagran Lake City University, on behalf of faculty members, on behalf of participants. I welcome you in this inaugural ceremony, sir, for sparing valuable time for us. I would like to welcome the force behind this its organizing committee, the team from the two centers, CETL and CCILP, Dr. Ankit Singh, Mr. Rohit Mishra, and Aisha Khan. My best wishes to you and to you for this event and all other future endeavors which is in your mind in coming days. You will fulfill the same in letter and spirit. I warmly welcome my dedicated team of faculty members. Your unwavering support and commitment towards the Faculty of Law is absolutely commendable. I wish you all huge success in the upcoming projects, whatever we are doing in the coming month, the national conference, workshop, FDPs, refresher courses. We need your support and cooperation. I welcome the other dignitaries, members of the staff of the university who have joined us. I also welcome my dear young students who are here with us to get a new outlook on an important area of law. And finally, I most delightfully welcome all the dynamic participants who have authored remarkable papers on various themes and topics. I wish that these 2 days would be filled with knowledge and networking. Definitely, it is very important. I also extend my best wishes to you for your papers, presentations, and academic deliberations. Thank you for showing such immense support. I once again most heartily welcome all of you in this inaugural ceremony. Jai Hind, Jai Bharat.
Thank you so much, sir. Now, I would like to give a brief introduction about our Vice Chancellor, sir, Professor Dr. Sandeep Shastri. Sir has 4 decades of extensive teaching and research experience, and he has 13 books, more than 51 chapters, and 94 articles in various books, journals, and newspapers. He has been involved in various international projects and programs of high magnitude, including the UNDP and World Bank. Dr. Shastri has played a key role in drafting the Karnataka Youth Policy by serving as the chairman of the drafting committee of the policy. He has lectured extensively across the world and spoken at universities in more than 30 countries in all the 6 inhabited continents. He prefers to call himself a teacher by choice, a researcher by training, a trainer by passion, and above all, a lifelong learner. He is passionate about teacher training, and his focus has been on transforming the classroom from a space of teaching to a zone of learning. Sir, over to you for the inaugural address.
Thank you, Dr. Ankit, for those very kind words, and thank you for having made it so brief. And when one hears it with somebody who is so articulate, it makes one's heart even gladder listening to it. Dr. Kamal D.P. Singh ji, madam, Mr. Lakshmi Kumaran sir, my colleague, Dr. Yogendra Srivastava ji, my other colleagues from the Faculty of Law, and dear participants in this very, very important conference. I would like to welcome everybody on behalf of Jagran Lake City University for this conference. And I hope and wish and pray that you have 2 days of very, very high level discussion and everybody has important takeaways from this 2-day deliberation. I would just like to say a few words on the theme of this conference when you talk about a paradigm shift. And I would like to approach the whole debate on paradigm shift from the perspective of a policy student. I remember what around a year ago, when speaking at a conference on tax law reforms, the Prime Minister made a commitment to the country that we will have a seamless, painless, and faceless tax system. These were the 3 terms he used: a seamless, seamless, painless, and faceless tax system. And he dreamt of a vision where we would have a tax system which is people-centric and public-friendly. And I do hope this would be part of what papers will be presented on. We have been hearing of this for quite some time now, that we will have a transparent taxation system where we will honor the honest. This again is a phrase which the Prime Minister used in August 2020, that our taxation system should honor the honest. And I do hope the paradigm shift you are all going to discuss today and tomorrow is about honoring the honest, is about a seamless, faceless, painless taxation system, and is about a public-friendly taxation system. Another point which the leadership has made, which I think draws a lot of inspiration from ancient Indian tradition, because I remember having read this in Kautilya's Arthashastra. In the Arthashastra, Kautilya talks about taxation and says, we must always make a difference between error and evasion. When we talk about tax penalties, he said, we should make a distinction between error and evasion. And error, he goes on to say, error made in good faith and other errors. So I don't know whether the new paradigm we are talking about with regard to taxation laws do recognize this important distinction between error and evasion, and whether the type of consequences that are provided for recognize this difference, because this is something which in ancient Indian tradition has been constantly and continuously emphasized. So I think this conference is coming at a very, very critical moment and a very important stage in the financial history of this country, where we are looking at major reforms in the governance structures, especially in the fiscal governance structures. And I do hope the presentations we have at this conference, and I do hope and like everybody else, I'm looking forward to the inaugural speech and the chief guest speech, which I'm sure will throw tremendous light on the issue and will also set the pace for the deliberations of this conference. I welcome everybody, and I'm in keeping with the Jagran Lake City University tradition. We aim at excellence, we aim at providing the best, we aim at making every program of ours something that has critical takeaways for everybody who is part of it. And I have no shadow of doubt that by tomorrow evening, that would actually happen. So I wish you 2 days of wonderful deliberations. I wish you 2 days of exciting interaction. And I wish you 2 days of very, very powerful learning. Welcome once again to this very important seminar.
Thank you so much, sir, for those thought-provoking words. Moving ahead, I'd like to introduce to our participants and all other present here to our guest of honor, Professor Dr. Kamal D.P. Singh, ma'am. Professor Dr. Kamal D.P. Singh is a senior academician with a vast teaching and research experience of 22 years. She was a meritorious student in her LLM and holds a PhD from Jamia Millia Islamia. She was the founding director of Amity Law School, affiliated to Amity University, and is currently discharging her duties as tenure professor at the School of Law and Legal Studies, Guru Gobind Singh Indraprasth University. She is the director of GGSPIU Legal Aid Center and vice president of the Asian Association of Law Professors. As part of her professional assignments, she has assisted in the organization of capacity building workshops for gender sensitization of police and judiciary, paper setter for public exams like Center of Policy Research, Institute of Company Secretaries of India, and various other public sector undertakings like State Bank of India, Life Insurance Corporation, etc. She was also a principal investigator for an action research project on digitalization of legal aid in 4 states in India, worth rupees 20 lakhs, and for an action research project on pendency in judiciary, worth rupees 25 lakhs, sponsored by Department of Justice, Ministry of Law and Justice, Government of India in the year 2017-18. Professor Singh's specialization areas include taxation, corporate laws, land laws, law, poverty, and development. She has authored 2 acclaimed books, Land Laws and Legal Control of Capital Market. She has 46 research publications to her credit in the form of 7 articles in international journals, 31 in national journals, and 8 chapters in edited books. Professor Singh has presented 20 papers at various national and international forums and has also been invited to various talk shows as moot court judge and as keynote speaker at various national and international events. Ma'am, I request you to please address the gathering.
Thank you, Ankit, for your kind words. Honorable Vice Chancellor, Jagran Lake City University, Lakshmi Kwan Sir, Dean of the Law Faculty, faculty conveners, colleagues, and my dear students. I am honored to join you today at the inaugural ceremony of the two-day virtual national conference organized by the Faculty of Law through the aegis of its two centers, the Taxman Center for Excellence and the Center for Competition and Investment Laws and Policy. I'm glad to see that this is an opportunity where so many of us has gathered to share our thoughts and experiences on the issues that we are passionate about. Importantly, in the same room, we have students, teachers, practitioners, all with different roles. Some work in the courtroom, some are in the community with clients, some teaching, but there's an important constant. We are all partners in these times of uncertainty and crisis. I am sure we all share the same heartache. The emergence of COVID-19 pandemic has had a drastic impact on our lives. This was unexpected and unthinkable in every possible way. Currently, one very large uncertainty is about the economic impact of this pandemic, as it has changed all the reference points of personal or business dealing and also our living style. Against this backdrop of COVID times, let me state categorically that we as a society have a duty to support each other and must function in a safe environment of care and protection. We need to see how state with policy measures and corporates contributing towards the largest economy can address the COVID-19 issues and leads towards an inclusive, resilient, and I must say, a sustainable economic recovery. Let us first talk about companies who are the most affected, as COVID-19 has induced an economic slowdown. It has had an adverse impact on all financial activities. The resumption of the gradual economic activities post-COVID has put renewed pressure on all economies. Businesses are suffering from fall in demand, production, and trade. The World Bank has estimated that in the timeline to recover COVID-19, 11 million population in the world will fall below the poverty line in the Asia-Pacific region. This is due to the fact that most of the people in this region work in an informal economy. India needs to creatively mobilize private capital, but it will be harder to leverage private capital as the financial resources are reduced. The COVID-19 has forced the companies to re-strategize, and this leads to a seismic shift in work methods and has a large and long-term effect and implication. The choices that are made today by the business enterprises will have long-term consequences, not only for the enterprises, but also for the civil society in the coming decades. Corporates need to rise with bold actions post-COVID and perceive competition in the novel situation. The companies need to strengthen the employee communication so that we all are partners in the recovery process. In India, even the legislative changes have been made to include more business in the definition of MSME. The tax laws, as we all know, are expected to be objective. The Central Board of Direct Taxes, the Government of India, in line with the dream of our Honorable Prime Minister, has taken immediate steps to negate the effects of falling economic growth by the taxation amendment laws of 2020 and has addressed the timeline-related issues provided under the Income Tax Act of 61. The immediate policy steps taken by the CBDT not only brought about necessary relief for the taxpayer, but they also contributed the essential boost required for sustaining the economic growth in India. On one hand, the faster tax refunds placed the money in the pocket of the taxpayer battered by the pandemic, while on the other hand, the faceless compliance management system provided a hassle-free electronic response without requirement of any physical activity. Doing a balance act is a challenge for any tax administration, and I would like to put it on record that we have met those challenges and we are all hopeful that we will be able to do better work in this challenging time. The society and the businesses both need to recover. COVID-19, we should take it as an opportunity to change. The humanity is rethinking growth and progress. Post-COVID-19, it is expected to be a novel model with different hopes and new reference settings. As Lord Edison generally had put in, that the old order changes yielded place to new. So we in changing times might enhance our social system to help our families thrive again in a sustainable way. In the end, I would like to say that this conference is at the right opportune time, and it would provide a platform for all of us to share our research and thoughts. I wish organizers all the very best, and I hope that this event becomes the beginning of the future academic endeavor amongst all of us. Thank you, one and all the very best once again.